Alright, so my film is called Predictive Postage, which I quite like just because it's alliterative. I thought it was quite a nice title. So a plot synopsis. So my film is a short sci-fi film where a company has a brand new piece of tech that predicts what people will order before even they know, but how does it know? So that's the synopsis I used as the description on YouTube, but then later on in the film, once he works out that it's to do with data, the problem then becomes how much does the tech know about him, and how much power is that for a company. So I'm going to submit it to the London Short Film Festival, which I chose because it's been running for 19 years, so it's a well-established film festival, and then it fits my film perfectly, because there's a focus on imaginative, resourceful productions and telling stories with limited to no resources, which I decided early on definitely fit mine, as I only had some fake blood and 2 cardboard boxes, and I used that to make my film. And then the regular deadline is Monday 13th of June, so that's the coming Monday, which is perfect because that's just after we finish this production. So here is a trailer for my film.
There. Right. Hello. My name is John. I am 17 years old, and I'm confused. I, like many others, witnessed an ad featuring a Dr. Grant, so-called head scientist at Newtech. He was explaining a fantastical product that could supposedly predict what I was going to order before I even knew I needed it. And it all just started to get a bit weird.
Bringing the future to you today.
Okay, so that was just a little trailer for my production. There we go. So I was quite happy with all the shots I used. While planning, I decided on using sort of more interesting shots and thinking on how I could do it differently, like putting the camera in the cardboard box. Now here's platforms. So I've decided to put my film on both Instagram and YouTube, because YouTube is, during my research, I found it is one of the highest, most used platforms by my age group, my target audience. And then the same for Instagram. So the age group I chose, which I'll get to I think the next slide, they are the largest group to use both, and both use them for around half an hour every day. Then I've got 2 statistics. So as of this morning on YouTube, my first, second and then final edit have received 1,057 views, which is a lot more than I was expecting. And then I only put it on Instagram yesterday, but I have only 60 followers on there, which is quite a few. So hopefully they will all see the film as well. Then target audience. So as I said, 30 minutes on YouTube and 29 minutes on Instagram, which is great as my film is a short film. And then again, they use YouTube and Instagram the most, which is why I chose the 2 of them. And then I found that 15 to 25-year-olds are responsible for 67% of social discussion relating to sci-fi, which is great as my film is a sci-fi. Idea generation. So when coming up with ideas, I thought of the series The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, which has the main character's friend being revealed as an alien, and I thought about how that could lead to an interesting story. My second idea was a mockumentary that shows a businessman and then you find out that he's not who he says he is. But the group decided to go with my third idea, which is the idea I did go with, predictive postage. During my research, I found that short films usually focus on creativity, so I wanted to show everything creatively. I found that a form of sci-fi is speculative fiction, where you take an idea like the amount of data a company has on you, and then take it to the next level and make it more futuristic. This is a list of all of the data I found that Google has on you at any one point. So all of the light green boxes is data that they have, ranging from simple things like your name and your email to things down here like, you know, all of your browsing activity, the type of browser you use, your IP address and all of that. So I thought if it knew all of that, it could predict what you would order. And then over here you can see two screenshots from at the bottom Taika Waititi's first film, Two Cars, One Night, and I looked at how he tells you all of the exposition without you knowing by distracting you with comedy. So I thought I could find a way of, you know, getting all of the exposition across without the audience sort of noticing, which was important because I've got to get across the complicated technology, which if I did it wrong would be just a bit of a boring opening. Then at the top is Spike Jonze's first film, How They Get There, which has no dialogue, which is why at the end of my film there is only one line in the last 2 minutes, because I wanted to show it without telling the audience. And then you've got my practical test, so I tested tone by changing everything about style of the two versions of the film. So you've got the dark shot at the top, which is all of the scenes with the character John, and then at the bottom you've got Dr. Grant, who is always bright and in front of a sort of badly done green screen, so that he looks completely different. And then the second test was the green screen, because I wanted to get the effect of a sort of man-made advert. And then my third test was transition, so you can see I've got a J cut here, because I wanted to sort of make my film flow seamlessly. How my idea developed. So at first I just had a loose concept, and it wasn't a full idea, but my focus group enjoyed it, so I decided to stick with it. The focus group was helpful and gave me loads of ideas for what the item could be. Then I found from feedback that data would be a good idea to focus on. Then from more feedback I found that they wanted me to introduce the tech sort of creatively, so I decided to do it in an advert. Then I did my practical test to find out what worked. And then I decided from feedback to combine the mockumentary idea with this idea, to have it so the character is talking to the camera and sort of to the audience. And then I combined all the ideas to end up with my final film. So yeah, any questions?
Have you had much feedback on the finished production? So you've had quite a lot of views on Facebook already. Did you get any comments on Facebook? Did you allow comments?
I did allow comments, but so far there's only 2, which isn't a lot, and one of them's just saying this is a great short film. It was like their favourite short film, but that's one of my friends, so I don't know how, I should probably take that with a grain of salt.
Yeah, how objective he's being.
Yeah, and then the second response was someone responding to that, saying, well, how many short films have you seen? So, yeah, they were trying to start an argument in the comments.
Okay. And the other thing I was going to ask is, have you asked, you also, it was Instagram you put it out on as well,
Yeah.
wasn't it? Have you asked people to share it using social media?
No, I haven't. going to at some point. I've sent it to a few people, sort of on my other accounts. But then so I sort of. I mean, at the moment it's been sent to all of those people, so hopefully they, see it.
How did you do the green screen bit?
How did I do it? Well, I had the green screen, then we did the ultra key, and I sort of had to do a few, because the green screen was sort of different colour, and then I had to take an image and stretch it. But the problem is that it's such a low quality image that it looked like a bad quality, so I then had to sort of make it blurry, which is why it looks a bit off.
Good, to be honest, because it looks like it's just focusing on the person and the cameras. It just looks like the camera's good, but yeah, it looks cool.
Why did you keep it to like a small cast? Is there any reason?
So I thought, because I had to focus on the technology, which I thought was a complicated idea, I didn't want to then have to introduce too many people. So I want to sort of focus on the concept.